Hello everybody, welcome back to Plat, and welcome to Man Who Doesn't Know What He's Talking About, Talks About Things He Doesn't Know Much About. We're going to be going over the Hearthstone 23.0 patch notes, specifically the Mercenary category. So we're going to ignore all of this. I'm not a big fan of Battlegrounds, I'm not a big fan of Standard. We're going to go straight to Mercenaries updates. I've been playing this game pretty actively for about 5 days to a week, so that's about my expertise level. So keep in mind, everything I say might be wrong, it might be right, I don't know. I'm gonna give my opinion and thus give you guys the factually correct truth. Now we are gonna jump back and forth between the patch notes and in-game just so I could look at shit and you guys could look at shit as well. So without further ado, we'll also end by opening these 31 packs. Why not? I spent 30 bucks to get 30 packs. Is that worth it? I'm told no. However, I don't pay for standard cards and I don't pay for Battlegrounds, and I've been having fun with Mercenaries. I feel like 30 bucks is an appropriate amount to spend, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. All right, so first let's talk Mercenaries updates. A lot of updates actually. From even on the outside, I am aware that Mercenaries gets very little in terms of communication. This, to me, this feels like a, or you know, my perception is that this is kind of a turning the page where they're trying to talk more about Mercenaries. Maybe not, but this seems like there's quite a bit of information here, so it's a good start for me. Starting with patch 23, completing one task. This is the task rework system. Is this where it starts? Yeah. Starting with patch 23, which just came out today, completing one task in a mercenary task progression will automatically move you to the next task in that mercenary's progression. This is very cool as someone like me who has a lot of tasks to do. Obviously I don't have these other ones yet. There were just 2 dailies for characters I didn't want tasks for, so I completed it to test it. But yeah, so the way it works, if you go into a fight, blah blah blah, when you complete a task, before you go on to the next thing, it popped up and it says complete task, and so I clicked it and it popped up with task number 9 because I completed task 8 with Cookie today, which was awesome. Very cool feature. You don't have to grind nearly as much of the Fellwood, right? That's what people are doing, normal Fellwood, Bane Hollow, just to find the strangers. Now this does come with a grain of salt, you know, this isn't purely all positive. The mysterious stranger was initially designed and intended for you to get more tasks, but since that will now mostly happen automatically, we are reducing his appearance rate. In my mind, it's like, but why? Is that really necessary? Like, I still will have to go find for the mercenaries that I want most of the time. I'll still need them to pop up sometimes. Now, maybe this is actually beneficial. I don't have all the tasks done, right? Maybe for people that have all the tasks done, this guy showing up less will actually be a benefit, because I think you get less coins, but you do get like, maybe you just want the blue portal or something more, right? By it being less likely, it means blue portals are more likely. It means spuds are more likely and stuff too, I assume. I assume the probability of this loss was spread throughout everything else equally. But he will still appear occasionally. I feel like this is kind of, I don't really like this part, but knowing that you have to do it, you know, if you have to do it 10 times less than you did before and he shows up half as frequently, you're still coming out way ahead. So this seems like a hugely positive change, and I very much like it. You'll also be able to get new random tasks if you leave in a normal task. Yes. The intent of the system update is to give players more of the tasks they want, which is good. Thank you. I mean, you kind of get the tasks you want by having them in your party, but I understand. And more tasks overall, which I very much agree with. We're going to get through tasks way faster, because there's times you do runs, you don't have any tasks because you completed them, while allowing players to explore more engaging gameplay patterns. I actually like this because ideally you could actually complete tasks by just playing the game maybe more easily, because I don't feel as pressured just to complete it and find the next one, because I know when I do complete it, the next one's already there. So I feel like I can just get a little more naturally. So I do agree that this actually will lead to, you know, players will optimize the fun out of a video game. I think that this is a system that does help fight that at least a little bit. They're also working on a larger system rework for the tasks. I don't know what they're going to do. This game could do, I think this game really could use an overhaul just in general in terms of the gameplay loop. But they do address some of that here, but the issue is it's a lot of talking about addressing something. Nothing's actually being addressed right now, really, other than this task system. New Mercenary. So the new Mercenary isn't actually here yet. Murky is sorry, let me go down a little bit. First, before we get into it, Murky is available for free as part of the Voyage of the Sunken City Rewards track. So we get this like on the 21st or something, or like, you know, not the 21st, like the 11th. Like I think it's like in a week, basically. But let's take a look at what Murky here does. Let's get right there. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Murky is a Murloc, I assume. I actually don't even think it says that he's a Murloc. We just know he's a Murloc. It just says Murky the Epic Fighter. It's weird that it doesn't have a tribe here, does it? Maybe I'm just not seeing it. But abilities, Slime Time, and these are all going to be max stats, max abilities, just so we know. Deal 12 damage to an enemy, give it taunt until the end of next turn. I really like this ability. Speed 4 is pretty fast, so automatically, in my mind, as a newer player, what I think when I see nature is I think minusing 3 speed from it because of Malfurion. So I actually think of this when you're playing with Malfurion, instead of a Murloc team, this is actually a speed 1 ability because it's a nature ability, right? And so that's incredibly fast. And speed 1, being able to taunt anything, is very good. How useful is it? I mean, it's situationally good, I should say. Like, there's no doubt that it seems probably better in PvE. But being able to force taunt on an enemy is kind of cool. But you can also use this to damage yourself and force taunt on one of your characters that can't normally taunt. I feel like this is like an ability that might be particularly good, maybe not yet, but particularly good at like a combo kind of thing, right? Like a character that has something that triggers every time they take damage suddenly, you know, can gain taunt. Maybe they couldn't before. Maybe there's some synergy there. Overall, it's an interesting ability. I don't know. I haven't seen anything like giving a character the ability to taunt any other character. It's kind of fun. I just like how modular it is as well. Bubbly Bobble 5, Nature, Speed 4, Cooldown 1, restore 13 health to an adjacent Murloc, and then swap places and both gain Divine Shield. Nature combo, repeat this. So I was watching Zombies Go Nom today, and he pointed out to me that I didn't notice the first time that I read this, was that 13 health to an adjacent Murloc. It's not a target Murloc, right? This is untargetable. So if you have 2 Murlocs, it's just going to switch with each other, which is one thing. But if you have I think that with this ability, because the combo repeat this part is very weird. The restoring 13 health, 2 things with Divine Shield, that's some good shit. I think it's really, really good. I might be a little biased, but I have found Divine Shield to be insanely powerful. Maybe there's a little more chip damage going on in high level PvP, but it's been very good for me for preventing big hits. The repeat this part is fucking weird though, right? Like, you don't need to give Divine Shield twice, but healing 2 Murlocs by 26 could be really good. Like, that's an insanely powerful heal. And they had Divine Shield. But the thing I'm thinking is, if you have him on the far left or far right, so it is not in the middle, and you have a team of 3 Murlocs, if you have him like on the far left and he moves to the right to heal, he can move to the right again, you know, so you can get 3 Murlocs with Divine Shield. But even then, so it's a 100% chance to get the first Murloc, then it's a 50% chance to get an additional Murloc, I guess. It seems, it's very weird the way this is worded. I don't know if it'll work differently than it sounds like it'll work. I don't quite understand the nature combo part of this, but it is, regardless, a big heal, you know. Regardless, it's going to be 26 healing minimum, and if you combo this, it's going to be, you know, 26 times 2, which is 52 healing over 2 bodies, and Divine Shield. So either way, I think this ability is really good. But yeah, I don't know if this is what Murlocs needed, but it's what they got, and I quite like it still. Puffer Fisher 5. I really like this ability a lot. Speed 7, slow, but it's not even a nature ability. Cooldown 1, so you can't start with it and do it every turn, otherwise it'd be probably too powerful. 15 attack, 10 health, Death Rattle, deal damage equal to this minion's attack to 3 random enemies. That's pretty cool. That means this thing is going to attack for 15 damage, and then it's going to deal an additional 45 damage because it's going to deal 15 damage to 3 different things. So this thing's doing a total of 60 damage potentially with one attack. 70 damage over the course of multiple bodies, of course, right? So it's not like 70 target damage nuke at speed 1. You know, it's much slower and clunkier than that. But that's a lot of AoE. Like, this makes me feel like the fact that it's a cooldown 1 though, I think that's good, but I do think that it's gonna remove them from like farming, right? I don't know if you're gonna cool on turn 2, summon this, turn 3 it attacks, and then it deals damage to everything. Like, it's at that point you're just gonna be using Baron Fire Squad if you're using that kind of AoE. I think this is definitely more of a PvP ability, it seems like. Either way, I really like it a lot. What's his equipment? Time to Krill. It's a passive. Whenever a friendly Murloc attacks an enemy with taunt, give them +4 attack. Okay, so this is obviously a synergy with Slime Time. You give someone taunt, and when you attack an enemy with taunt, you get +4 attack. This is also a shadow, or a semi synergy, which is just, it is a pure synergy, but you turn 1 Slime Time, give an enemy taunt. Turn 2, you Pufferfish. It doesn't have rush, does it? It doesn't have rush. So still, you give something taunt, you can make the Pufferfish guy attack it. It actually goes up to 19 attack, and so it hits something for 19, and then it hits 3 other things for 19 as well. Very powerful ability. I really like this. This synergizes with basically everything he does, because you might even want to taunt and then heal. Nah, because you want to Pufferfish and then that. So this kind of makes Bubbly Bobble very, very awkward to use if you're trying to get the most out of this, but it makes the other 2 abilities stronger. Slippery when wet 4. After, it's a passive, after one of your characters loses Divine Shield or Frozen, interesting, Frozen's in there, its next ability is 3 speed faster. So part of me likes this, part of me doesn't. The idea of the Divine Shield is cool because it synergizes with, right, Bubbly Bobble, but this is very specific to Murlocs. He can't, I don't even know if he's the only Murloc, if he can refuse to swap places and just give himself Divine Shield and 13 healing. No, he doesn't even heal himself. I've misread this ability. Restore 13 health to an adjacent Murloc. He does. I thought he healed himself. He doesn't. So I don't even know if he can give himself Divine Shield. So if he can't, so if you're on a Murloc team, this seems like this could be pretty good. Unfortunately, I was really hoping this would be cool to speed up others really slow characters. Like, maybe this guy could have secretly been like a really good character for like I don't know, maybe like Gul'dan with like these 8 speed things. Maybe you just get that really fast. And also, like, so my issue with this ability is like, yeah, after you lose Divine Shield or Frozen, next ability is 3 speed faster. Malfurion has an attack that makes all nature spells 3 speed faster every time he uses it. It's just like, it feels like this is kind of a waste of an equipment to me, but this seems like very specific. You need to change the order of some shit, or you really want to get in under the enemy. But I just, this feels like you would have to use it in a Murloc team to me. March of the Murlocs. Summon 2 10/10 Murlocs. This is definitely my favorite. I don't know how powerful it is. I have to relook at the Murloc synergy. Let's take a look at the Murloc synergies here. Let's take a look at the Murloc synergies. Hopefully you guys can't see that green screen. There we go. Not green screen, the green box. Let's go Murloc. So why does having 2 additional Murlocs matter? If you're using Felfin Navigator with the what does this go up to? 5/5? Yeah, if you're going up to 5/5, so this would go up to, so it would be 5, it'd be +10/+10, right? So that would make both these Murlocs 20/20s if they lived. And they might, like, they'll die to AoE, but they're not gonna, no one's gonna spend turns attacking specifically them, probably. It's kind of a nombo, I feel like, with Finvasion. You don't really want these Murlocs to attack and kill themselves. It's pretty decent with Devour, right? Devour, I think, is pretty powerful. Oh, Devour becomes gain its stats, which is funny. This upgrade is actually no different in it is interesting though. It's no different in the when you Devour the 10/10, and in fact, it could be worse. It's a very weird upgrade. Like, that's one of the few times it could be a downgrade. 9 health to all friendly characters, only on Death Blow. Cookie's just kind of good. Cookie's not particularly good with Murlocs, I don't think. Giving things 5 health. Like, yeah, I guess this is AoE. You can make on turn 1, you can make these 10/15s, and then they're 10/20s. And then maybe on turn 2, they're not actually 10/20s. They're 20/30s because of the old Murkai Felfin Navigator, right? So, I mean, that could be pretty good. Having a lot of Murlocs, they do have some good AoE buffs. I'm not, like, absolutely in love with this ability, but I'm not convinced it's good necessarily, but I actually I like it a lot, you know? The idea of having two 10/10 Murlocs, I mean, they're probably chonky boys. I really like that. So this is going to be the one I level up first for sure, just to experiment with it. But I'm thinking the Time to Krill is probably the best equipment. That's my guess. Anyway, balance changes, I'm going to not stay away from, but I'm going to stay away from a lot because I don't just know enough about the game and I haven't played most of these characters. The ones that I am aware of, I will comment on. Like Barongeddon. Stats, he's getting an extra 4 HP. I mean, that's nice, you know. The 4 HP is a little weird, but I do like it. Heating up deals 4 more damage, and now it instead deals 7 more damage. How much is that? I'm not gonna bring up that thing again. You guys can just look at the screen looking funky for a minute. Barongeddon. So it'll be 10, 17 damage, 17, 18, 19 damage. Here's the thing, right? This does, it's going to do 10, 11, 12 damage at level 5. That's 19 damage. 19 damage is less than Inferno, which is a faster ability that hits AoE. So okay, if you take this off, it's 16 damage. It's 3 more damage at a slower speed. I love buffs. I don't think this is enough for that ability. I think if it was plus 17 damage or whatever, or if it was like, or if it was plus 7 damage, gives enemy fire weakness plus 2 or something, you know, I don't know, something else that gives you a reason, some sort of scaling. Fire is pretty anti-scaling from what I've seen, but I think it needs something else here. This isn't quite doing it for me. King Mukla, not sure about. This is where we're going to start skipping a lot, but there's a couple here that I know about. Plus 3 damage each time you restore 20 health, and it did 15 damage. Now it does 20 damage and gets plus 3 every time you restore 20 health. 5 more damage is good. I mean, this ability, I'm sure, like, this is in PvP, I'm sure you never use this, right? Your character is too busy healing or removing attack off characters probably to ever really do this. But in PvE, I mean, this is gone to like a 40-point nuke on turn. Can you use it on turn 1? I think you can. There might be a cooldown. Sorry, we're gonna have to look up this. It does have a 1-turn cooldown, so it's a turn 2 40-point nuke, you know, if you have advantage. So that's pretty good, honestly. It's not that slow. I do like that. I think this is a pretty good change for PvE. Again, PvP, I would be surprised if you ever use that. Robes of Purity. Atonement requires 5 less healing to upgrade. It now requires 10 less healing to upgrade. I mean, twice as good, and still I'm not gonna take it. Like, the thing is, if it said it takes like 18 less healing to upgrade, so you only needed 2 healing to upgrade, there's a chance I still wouldn't take it. I would probably take it then, though, because you heal for 10, it would get plus 5. If you healed for 10, you would get 15 extra damage on it. I mean, at that point, that would be kind of ridiculous. But so if you heal for 10, you get 3 more points of damage, bringing it up to 23. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay. But why wouldn't I just use Brucon and level up nature, you know, by 3 points every attack, you know, while healing at the same time because I have Malfurion. I don't know. I like this. I like the extra 5 damage. It's going to help her nuke down some characters. I don't think I'm never going to use that equipment, though. That's just, I'd be shocked if I did. I'm going to upgrade that equipment to get her extra 5 HP. That's basically it. Millhouse, can you guys see that? He had a 669, and they did shoot him in the foot. He now has 674, so he does get 5 more HP. He's ruined, and he's not nice, but he is stronger. Greater Arcane Missiles, it used to shoot 15 damage each. Now it does 20 damage each. I mean, the thing about this, Millhouse to me has always been so strong in PvE that this feels irrelevant. He already kills everything every time I use him with this ability. PvP, this probably still, like, I think the biggest part of his change so far is this 5 HP. Like, the issue with Millhouse is that he dies, like, constantly. Like, Millhouse just always fucking dies. He has no survivability in any builds that I use. And maybe I need to find a way to do that. But also they know, like, out of the arcane units, it's like Millhouse is like Brucon, but he doesn't have a Malfurion to help keep him alive, so he doesn't feel very good. in PvP. But in PvE, this has already been so powerful. I mean, I think Millhouse is probably going to be a PvP super good character. 5 HP helps a ton. Arcane Explosion does 1 more point of damage than it did before, but enemies lose stealth. I bet that this is... I've never used a character that has stealth. I hear Valera has a lot of stealth. That's what Zombie said. And that this is like a bad way to deal with that. That is probably true. However, this does give them access, if they haven't already, to mess with a lot more PvE stuff with stealth, and I like that. I don't like the idea. I wish they added descriptions to bosses before you fought them, because I really want to know what the fuck they do before I take a team and I go through this whole thing, and then I'm like, oh, this person has stealth and I don't have these anti-stealth characters with me. That sucks. I mean, the answer is just always bring an anti-stealth character, I guess. I don't know. But that's cool. Whatever. Extra little point of damage. It seems like a pretty small change. This is the first tank you get, right? Yeah. 1 more attack. There we go. Let's go, baby. That's all you needed. That was all that was holding you back. This character is pretty good, I think. I think this character is used like all the time. Maybe not. I use this character all the time. It's my strongest healing tank. You know, they're the hardest to kill unit on my team, probably. Attack an enemy, death blow, restore 40 health. New attack, death blow, restore 60 health. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I already feel like it always heals them up to full. It almost does. Like, their max HP is 78 and it heals 60 of it, right? You were so close to... And this is after an attack, so you had to bring yourself down to under 18 or under after attacking to not get full benefit of this. So, I don't know. I mean, it seems like whatever. While this Merc as taunt, give it plus 12 attack. I like that. An extra 4 attack is pretty good, especially... Like, this is another thing that I feel like is very PvE beneficial. This is already one of your strongest defenders in PvE, and now getting an extra 4 attack, and it's actually 5 attack because they have 1 passively. That seems pretty good to me. Yeah, I'm down with that. Plus, it's already, like, it's just, it's a cool ability because it synergizes with itself, right? Because when you taunt, you get attack, and when you taunt, things are going to attack you, so you get to use the attack. It's not like you're wasting any time. Drop my phone. Uther, I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about most of the other characters, honestly. So we're gonna skip. Gul'dan, one thing I really liked is that passive after an orc or demon dies, gain 4 fell damage. I'm pretty interested in that. I've always wanted to do a demon build, but I wasn't sure how. I don't even have Gul'dan, so we can't really do anything there. But Sneed is one of my personal favorites. Okay, in terms of flavor, I've never used him, but I know he was memed on pretty hard. But I think he looks pretty darn good. I'm very excited to try him out. Not only, like, his buffs are huge, and I already thought he sounded pretty good. But he used to get plus 6 attack for 2 turns. Now he gets plus 9 attack for 2 turns. So that's already pretty good. So he gets 3 additional attack there. He has an additional 2 passive attack. He was 777, which is cute, but now he's 977. So he gets an extra, right? So this is 5 attack already. This ability it's an equipment, gains bleed 10. I don't know if we're going to use that. I don't know. I have to relook at this, but I mean, that's twice as much. I know they changed how bleed works, but I never got a chance to use it. Look at this. This is so good. Starts with active blades for 1 turn. Now you start with active blades 5, first of all. So it's guaranteed to be 5, I suppose, for 2 turns. That means you just come into the fight with this ready to go. And this whole thing is when he attacks with this, I think you have to attack a random enemy. Or something like that. No, I think it's his other ability, but you attack AoE if the saws are active. So he's doing massive AoE hits. He seems like he could be one of the strongest physical attackers, at least that I've seen. These are all cool. These are all cool. I don't know that much about this. I don't know why this guy, I feel like the big ability was the ability to freeze everybody every turn, based off, off summon builds. And it seems like they didn't address that. They addressed his equipment by making it stronger, but it's not stronger. Okay, yeah, okay, here's the difference. They deal 8 damage to all enemies, deal 14 damage to all enemies, but this is until end of next turn, no until end of next turn. So this is actually, that actually sounds like a pretty huge nerf, actually, because if you kill this guy, with the guy he was going to try to, like, if he freezes someone that already attacked, they're not going to skip their next turn. So if he freezes someone that's already attacked, they're not missing any actions. So you have to kill him, and his random freeze has to hit a character that hasn't taken an action to get basically cancel one action. Before, it would always get one action, and sometimes if you got that same situation where you got lucky, it would get two actions because it would get that turn and their next turn. So overall, that seems like, I wouldn't say detrimental, but I could see people not using this ability because it's just so much weaker now. You might just start running things that deal more damage with Flurry or something. And then we're up to Duels Updates, but let's take a look at this here first. While on a bounty, the campfire node will now work with one click. Cool. Bounty rewards will now be available with murky coins. I don't really know about that. Bleed damage will no longer be able to deal critical damage. I like that. I don't know about gameplay wise, but thematically, to me, it doesn't make sense if you cut someone and they're bleeding. Why it matters if it was a blue hero that made them bleed or if it was a red hero that made them bleed. You know, if anything, if they wanted to add crits to bleed, they should make bleed damage always be a red source, and like poison damage, you know, be a green source, and like blue damage be like, you know, they could add 3 different kinds of these kind of damage over time things and give them different colors associated with them. But bleeding isn't the idea. It doesn't come from the character, right? You make them bleed and they're bleeding, and whether or not a red hero hit them or a blue hero hit them shouldn't affect the critical damage, I don't think. It just doesn't make sense to me thematically, so I like this change, but also it might make bleed weaker, I don't know. But multiple stacks of bleed will now be combined into one total bleed count that could be reduced by healing. So I don't know the reduction, if it's heal 5, remove 5 bleed, if it's heal 20, remove 20 bleed, or if it's like every time you heal, remove half the bleed. I have no idea. But it's very important how it gets reduced, because that could make bleed obsolete. Even increasing bleed damage on some of those abilities I saw up there, this could still be pretty bad. But overall, that was the patch notes. The thing that I don't even know if it was said here. There was one, it might not have been on this site. It might have been on like something else, but they're gonna start releasing big updates on different patch, like right around the mini set. It sounded like what they said, like patches X.4 is where they're gonna start doing big sets. Apparently they've been doing stuff about every month, but now it sounds like it's gonna come every 2 or 3 months. That doesn't sound fun to me. I would prefer drips of content every month, kind of always keeping things fresh. That's kind of how most gacha styled games do it. Not that this is a gacha game, maybe it's purposely trying to get away from that, but I do think with how much grinding it takes to level up a character, getting one character a month feels way more achievable than every 3 months, you know, or not one character a month, but like, you know, 2 to 5 characters a month versus getting 15 at once. You're like, oh shit. Like, you got so much shit to max out, and like, what do you max out? You can't max them all out, so you're feeling like it's a more stressful situation in terms and time consuming, and it'll encourage time whales, which aren't money whales, time whales, to become super time whales, because they're gonna want all that shit completed in 2 days, and so they could get. I think it could lead itself to burnout in this style of game where grinding is such an intensive part of it. It's not like Magic where they drop a whole set, or sorry, Hearthstone, whatever, standard, where they drop a whole set, you get to play with it, and then you're done. Like, hey, I got these cards are good, I play them, I'm done, yeah, they're fun. It's like, you get these cards, like, these cards are bullshit, I gotta spend hours to get these cards to be usable, and then I could use it. So you do hours to make this card usable times 15 all at once, you know, it's just gonna be like, you're gonna spend a week not having any fun, just grinding shit, potentially. And at the time where it should be the most fun, because it's new content. Instead of having like one thing to do while you're doing your other stuff. I don't know. I don't love the idea, but I'm not gonna truly pass judgment until we actually see how it works. But without further ado, let's go ahead and do some packs, okay? Now, if you disagree with anything I said, just let me know. I am not an expert of Hearthstone Mercenaries. You guys can see my accounts. I have one maxed out unit, and that is Millhouse Mana Storm. Nothing else is maxed out. Most things aren't even leveled, all right? I play a decent amount, especially the last few days, and I'm gonna keep playing, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm still clearing the content, right? Like, I couldn't do the event. There was an event here to do. I didn't get a chance to do it. How do I don't even know how to fucking navigate the menu, but we're gonna come down here to, I haven't been to Alterac Valley. I haven't been to Onyxia's lair. I'm still on Black Rock Mountain, but I'm getting through it. Having a wonderful time, actually. This fight was fucking hard. Rend Blackhand, that took me like 5 attempts, but I finally got a team that could do it. Without further ado, let's just open some packs after we check out the store. Ragnaros Mercenary Bundle seems like a big waste to me. Jaina coins, $10 for 300 coins seems like a big waste to me. $20 for 200 coins and a portrait. Or you can spend $20. This could be $20 for 300 coins when they've just established that it's $10 for that. So you're paying. So this is potentially, this is either double priced or this is worth, in their minds, right? So 100 coins plus, why can't I do the math? 600 coins minus 200. So this is worth 400 coins, they're saying. About. But they're saying, hey, spend $20, it's worth 400 coins. But if you already have it, we'll give you 100. We'll give you 1/4 of what we're valuing this at. And it's advertised as limited time. Seems like bullshit to me. Honestly, most about the monetization feels like garbage. It's not fun to spend money, but I wanted to spend a little bit. So we're gonna open 30 packs here to end the video. The video's already a little bit long for my knowledge level, but you know what? This will maybe help us out a little bit. I still need a lot of these characters. Murky. Is Murky the new guy? Let's go. Getting skins, though, is kind of... I do like getting skins, but I assume... Is there no duplicate protection on skins? Like, can you get skins you already have? I honestly don't know. I haven't opened enough packs yet. And when I mean, we need... I need every coin in the game besides Millhouse right now. We're almost done with a few other characters, but we're not actually done with any more. Jane. I'm hoping we get at least one new mercenary. Oh, baby. Why would you reveal it so soon? Onyxia. Welcome, Onyxia. I'm not going to, like, reveal, like, what you guys, if you're watching this, you already know what Onyxia does. I don't. I will learn what that does in my time. Dumbass coins. Morgul. Yeah, I'm pretty... Murky's the new one. So we can get coins for him. Interesting, but I don't think we can unlock him yet. I don't think you can craft him or anything. I do like the Brucon skin, but I already have my favorite Brucon skin. Oh my god, that's a chicken leg. Brucon, you might have just gotten a new skin. My favorite one is the Chad skin, where he's just like shirtless and ripped. Legendary. You get to hear it legendary so much more in this mode, but it also means, it feels like it means nothing. Hey! You know what's cool though is like I had like 350 coins for him. I now get to use those to level up, right? Like that's one good feeling of opening packs. It feels like I just earned 300 coins. But a lot of this is kind of like whatever, right? But this is going to help complete my collection. Spending 30 bucks, you know. Lock Hauler. Working on him right now. He's one of the next guys I'm leveling up. Oh, baby. Who do we get? What? Anytime it's legendary, I'm just like, I'm happy I don't have to grind it. Edwin Defias Kingpin. He just got a big old buff. That's a fucking lame skin. They just give him lame skins. That way you feel like you have to spend money, no doubt. Welcome, Eudora. I hear you're pretty good for a summon build. You can like summon turrets or something. Anacondra, let's go. Man, okay, we're gonna go through this faster. We're only gonna look at mercs. How about that? All right, coins are cool, but no one cares. This is so we've gotten 2 epics and a legendary character. I don't know how common that is. Honestly, the pack rates, the packs are mostly pretty bad. Like for people that have things completed, like this is literally a pile of garbage, right? You can't do anything with it right now. But oh, double portrait, that's kind of nice though. Nice Onyxia portrait. I guess that means we pulled him again, right? Like the second time you pull a character, you get a portrait or whatever. Are the packs multiplying? I feel like I've gone through already twice as much. I like this guy a lot. I don't think he's good, but I really like his design. Oh, here we go. All right, epic. Take your guesses. You don't know what I have, but take your guess. You were wrong. It's Zwen. I think that's Zwen. It might be Schwen, something like that. All right, let's go. More skins. That guy, it's just a cool looking dude, you know. All right, so that's probably the last character we're gonna get, but still, you know what? We'll see if we can craft anything. This video is kind of, you know, the pack opening kind of throws everything off a little bit, you know, I'll be honest. But I was either gonna just do it on my own or do it on video. I figure I might as well do it at the end, because even if it ruins viewer retention, whatever, man. There's gonna be, if there's one person out there that has fun watching pack openings, then why wouldn't I, you know? Plus, then this lets you know like what you can get if you spend 30 bucks. And you could be like, oh, that wasn't worth 30 bucks. That was a fucking waste of money. I'm like, hey, you know what? You got to do you, man. Another epic. Sky Admiral Rogers. Man, do they purposely give them the worst skins? It's just her with a fucking... with a mop. We did get another character, though, so we got a lot of characters, which is pretty cool. I really like the lame skins, though. It actually adds a little bit to the... We must have Kazakus, right? I don't think you can get a portrait without having a character. I didn't think I had him. Got it. There we go. Was that worth it? I don't know. You tell me. That was dozens of coins. Sorry, let's take a look here. Anyone we could level up? Or anyone we can craft? We cannot craft anything new, huh? All right. Well, that's pretty upsetting. Deathwing, not even close. Lord Jaraxxus, not even close. What about Gul'dan? Lich King, Thrall. Diablo is very close, but I think you have to grind Diablo. Acquired through rewards track. Okay, so we can't even get him yet. That's sad, but we got some coins for him when we do. Just taking a look around. Making my way downtown, walking. We got most of the characters now, at least. You know, obviously not all of them, but a lot. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for Platypuses per Platypus. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Mostly leave a comment. I don't care about the like. I don't even care about the subscribe that much. Mostly leave a comment because it's fun to talk to people about video games. See you guys in the next video. Bye.